Hello everyone, it's Cathy here, and today we're going to learn how to cast on stitches onto some knitting needles. I have some 8-ply wool, and on the back of the packaging it says that you will need to have 4mm knitting needles, which I have got here in readiness for this project. So once I've got all those materials, I'm just going to unravel my wool, and then I'm going to create a slip knot. And to do this, you're going to release the yarn and wrap it around your fingers, and slowly wrapping around the wool and then you form a cross. And then once you've done that, you're going to place the working yarn through the center of that cross to form a loop. And once you've done that, you just can pull the loop to tighten the loop, and then you can slide it onto your needle. So I'll do it again. Wrap it around your fingers, form a cross, and then keep pulling the yarn around through the center to form a loop. Pull it through, and then you've got a loop. Now I'm going to select one of my needles, and I'm going to put my needle through that loop, and then I'm going to pull my working yarn, which is the long end of the wool, to tighten it and secure it. And that's my slip knot, and that also counts as my first stitch. So now we're going to actually start. So I'm going to get my second needle, and I'm going to slide it through that loop, and I'm going to slide it through the back, and that forms a cross. Now I'm going to get the yarn, I'm going to wrap it around my right needle, wrapping it around, that forms a loop. And I'm going to slide the needle down, catching that loop, pulling it through, and then I'm going to place that onto my left needle. And that forms my second cast on stitch. Next, we're going to get that needle and slide it through between those two loops, get the yarn winded around, pull that right needle back, and then place that new loop onto the left needle like so. And that's the way you're going to continue for the rest of these cast on stitches. Now I'm sliding my stitches along the needle to make sure that my stitches aren't too tight. Slide your needle through, wrap it around, pull your right needle back, catch that loop, and then slide that loop onto your left needle. And that's your cast on stitch, and so far we've got 4 loops, which is 4 stitches. Slide your needle between those 2 loops, wrap it around, pull the needle back, catch that loop, slide the new loop onto your needle, which is your left needle, and now you've made another stitch, which is another of your cast on. Once you keep practicing, it becomes easier, and you'll find that it becomes quicker. You just need to go slow and at a speed that you feel comfortable with, and make sure that your stitches are not too tight. Just keep checking by sliding your stitches up and down the needle to make sure that they're not too tight, but make sure they're not too loose either. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to check what that looks like when I've got 10, but in the end I decide that 20 is a good number to have for my cast on. So slide the needle between the 2 stitches, catching the loop, and then sliding it onto the left needle. Keep counting the loops. Each loop counts as a stitch. Stop once you've got 20. That's all you will need. The next video I plan to share is how to knit, and the first stitch we're going to learn is how to garter stitch. Here you can see my speed is increasing because I want to get to the end of the 20 stitches. You can pause this video and go back if you need to, but 20 is the number of stitches that we're working toward. It's a good number. I'm just counting to check, because it just gives you enough time to practice the new skills of casting on and then doing that first fundamental stitch of garter stitch. I'm near the end of my 20 stitches, but I'm just still counting as I go, just to keep track of how many stitches I need to continue with until I reach my target. And I'm also checking that my tension is not too tight, and there you go, I've got my stitches. And well done, and thanks for stopping by, and enjoy learning how to knit.